BTS News Today.in. The development of an idol's career. The decision to undergo military service in South Korea becomes an important step. Conscription is an obligation that every South Korean man must fulfill, not least for a superstar like Jimin from BTS. After briefly undergoing leave for personal reasons, Jimin was seen returning to the military academy. However, the highlight of the public this time was not only his presence, but the fact that he was delivered directly by his mother. This phenomenon gave rise to various speculations and discussions among fans as well as the media. Why does a global idol like Jimin have to be escorted by his mother? As a member of BTS, Jimin has made great history in the world of music and global culture. However, like other BTS members, he must also fulfill his obligations as a South Korean citizen. His decision to serve in the military, although heavy, shows his dedication and sense of responsibility towards his country. After joining the military academy a few months ago, Jimin took a short leave of absence. In this leave, he had time to spend with family and may also use this opportunity to release longing for those closest to him. However, when his time off is up, Jimin must return to the academy. What draws attention is how he returns, accompanied by the figure he loves the most, that is, his mother. For fans, Jimin's relationship with his mother is not alien. In various interviews, Jimin often mentions that his mother is one of the sources of his strength. He even mentioned that his mother's support and love have helped him through difficult times, both in his personal life and career. On the other hand, Jimin's mother is known as a very caring and protective figure towards her son. When Jimin has to face a major challenge, such as a period of training at a military academy, it is not surprising that his mother wants to make sure that Jimin feels fully supported. The presence of Jimin's mother, who drove him back to the military academy, gave rise to various speculations. Some argue that this is a form of emotional support provided by his mother. Considering that life in a military academy can be very challenging, especially for someone who is used to the entertainment world, the presence of the mother is considered an attempt to encourage. However, there are also other, more serious speculations. Some fans are worried about the possibility that Jimin is experiencing emotional distress or even health problems. The presence of his mother in the moment is considered a sign that there is something more than the usual separation. This moment certainly did not go unnoticed by BTS fans around the world. Photos and videos showing Jimin with his mother immediately spread on social media. Hashtags like #JiminMilitaryReturn and #SupportJimin became trending in no time. Fans gave a variety of reactions, ranging from words of support to concern. Many were moved to see the warm relationship between Jimin and his mother. They consider this moment to be a vivid proof of sincere family love, despite being in the center of the public spotlight. On the other hand, local and international media are also busy discussing this incident. Many news outlets have praised Jimin's decision to remain in the military despite his status as a global superstar. The presence of his mother is considered a moment that illustrates the human side of a Jimin, who remains a child to his mother. After this moment became a heated discussion, several sources close to Jimin's family gave clarifications. According to them, the presence of the mother is not due to any big problems, but purely a form of emotional support. The mother wanted to make sure that Jimin felt calm and supported before returning to face the routine at the military academy. The source also mentioned that Jimin had shared stories about the challenges he faced during training. Although she was able to handle it well, as a mother, it was natural for her mother to feel the need to provide additional encouragement. This story actually describes something bigger than just Jimin's return to the military academy. This is a reminder that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, idols are still ordinary people who have an emotional connection with their families. For Jimin, the presence of his mother may provide additional strength to live the days ahead at the military academy. For fans, this moment was a lesson in the importance of family support in dealing with life's challenges. From a psychological point of view, the presence of a close person at a time when a person is facing major changes can have a positive impact. It helps reduce stress, increases self-confidence, and provides a sense of comfort. In terms of culture, Korean society has values that highly value family relationships. The presence of the mother to take Jimin to the military academy can also be seen as a form of respect for these values. As an idol and individual, Jimin has shown his courage and dedication. His return to the military academy with the support of his mother is clear proof that he is ready to face this responsibility. Fans around the world certainly hope that Jimin can undergo his military service smoothly and return safely. They also hope that this moment will be a beautiful memory that strengthens Jimin's relationship with his family. Jimin's decision to enlist in the army and his return to the military academy had a huge impact on both himself and BTS as a group. Although Jimin had to live up to this obligation, fans and the media kept their attention on his career in the entertainment world. BTS has become a global phenomenon, and every movement of BTS members always gets wide attention. Although Jimin took a temporary leave of absence to serve in the military, many hoped that this would not detract from BTS's achievements. Jimin's decision to return to the military academy reminds us that even though they are world idols, BTS members are still human beings with personal responsibilities that they must fulfill. BTS itself has shown remarkable maturity in terms of cooperation, with each member taking steps to undergo their mandatory military service in turn. This allows the group to remain functional and continue their achievements, even if there are currently inactive members. Support between BTS members becomes very important in this phase, and BTS fans also play a big role in maintaining the group's spirit. Jimin, as one of the most famous and beloved members in BTS, has a huge influence. Although he will have to undergo mandatory military service, his solo career and contributions to BTS will still be the focus of attention. Jimin's temporary departure to the military did not diminish his status as one of the most influential K-pop artists, and in the future, he is predicted to return with more achievements and accomplishments. Point 10. The influence of the presence of the mother in the life of an idol. The presence of a mother in an important moment in the life of an idol is a meaningful thing. In Korean culture, the relationship between parents and children, especially mothers and children, is highly valued and is often the main source of support for their children, including idols. For Jimin, his mother may be the person to whom he returns to feel safe and accepted without any pressure from the outside world. When an idol like Jimin has to live a life full of demands and high expectations, the family is a refuge that provides emotional strength. With his mother taking Jimin to the military academy, it shows that he still values family values and feels that family is an invaluable support in the midst of his extraordinary busy life. In addition, this close relationship with the mother can give a deeper view of the balance of an idol's personal and professional life. Jimin, known for his friendly and gentle personality, showed the world that he is not only strong as a star, but also a child who respects and loves his mother. Behind Jimin's departure back to the military academy, there is a high probability of emotional impact felt by both himself and his mother. As a mother, delivering her child to undergo challenging times, such as conscription, is definitely not an easy thing. Jimin's mother, who has raised and protected her son since childhood, may have felt anxious and worried for Jimin's safety and health during his training at the academy. For Jimin himself, returning to the military academy may remind him of the early days when he first left home to pursue his dreams in the entertainment world. In many interviews, Jimin often mentioned that his career journey was not easy, and he had to go through many challenges, both professionally and personally. However, even though Jimin must return to the military academy, his mother's presence may provide the security needed to deal with him. The presence of mothers in important transitional moments in their children's lives provides a much-needed sense of comfort and emotional support. As an idol, even though he has fans all over the world, family remains the first place that gives a sense of unconditional acceptance. South Korean culture has a very strong tradition related to conscription, especially among men. Conscription is not only an obligation, but is also considered a profound rite of passage for South Korean men. However, in the context of a K-pop idol, serving in the military becomes more complex. K-pop idols often have huge international fans, and their departure to serve in the military affects not only them, but fans around the world. For Jimin, his experience returning to the military academy is a vivid example of how Korean culture affects the life of an idol. Although he has a global status and is loved by millions of people, he still has to comply with the national obligations in force in his country. This gives a perspective on the balance between a career as an idol and personal obligations that must be fulfilled. Jimin's mother's presence in the moment of his return to the military academy also reflects the important role of family in the lives of Korean idols. This shows that although idols are often seen as stars far from everyday life, they still have very close and supportive family relationships. One of the biggest challenges for K-pop idols is maintaining a balance between personal life and a stressful career. In this fast-paced life, idols have to live a very busy schedule, which often leads them to be separated from their families for a long time. For Jimin, known for his closeness to family, particularly his mother, returning to the military academy and being accompanied by his mother may be a way to maintain that balance. This moment also reminds us that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, each idol has a personal life full of feelings, worries, and hopes. As a child, Jimin probably felt that his mother was a figure who would always support him, both in joy and in sorrow. As part of BTS, Jimin has had an incredible career journey. However, this journey is also faced with new challenges, one of which is serving in the military. Although the time that must be spent at the military academy will affect BTS's schedule, the group has the strength to continue to evolve and adapt to the changes. BTS has proven that they can be successful despite major changes in their lives, including when their members undergo military service. BTS fans, who are known to be very loyal, will continue to support them in every step they take, both in the group's career and their personal journey. Jimin, with all his dedication to BTS and his fans, will certainly come back stronger and wiser after serving his military service. Likewise with BTS, the group will continue to show progress and success, proving that they are more than just idols, but also figures who inspire many people around the world. Jimin's mother's presence in this important moment in her life is a reminder that behind the fame and media spotlight, the family remains the main source of strength for many people, including idols. Although Jimin is a global idol, he is still a child who needs support and affection from his mother. This moment is not only about Jimin's return to the military academy, but also about how a child can always find strength in the arms of his family. It is a universal message that teaches us the importance of valuing family relationships